How are we doing, folks? Today's April 12th, 2016. This is a flash alert. Um, Flash alert, however you want to put it. This has happened a couple days ago. More I've gotten into it, more I realized I had to do a video on it. Ted Cruz won a primary in Colorado where there were no votes. They're clearly trying to take the election from Donald Trump, who is going to win if everything is fair, but it doesn't look like things are going to be fair. And it's really unfortunate. Now, as far as Donald Trump, he is the guy out of all the remaining candidates I would like to see be president. I'm not the biggest Trump fan. However, there are things he says that I don't like. Torture, for one, police state, for two. But between anyone else, he's the guy I would want to win. Now, I usually don't trust, politicians, which Donald Trump is not. I don't know how uncorrupted Donald Trump is. He's made a lot of money, and I feel that if you've done that, you have to be in someone's. I don't want to say pocket because Donald Trump is financing his own, but he's had to be involved with people that I shouldn't say probably, that I wouldn't like. But the main thing here is, now I don't want Bernie Sanders to be president. Um, I don't like Bernie Sanders. I think Bernie Sanders is well meaning. I just don't think what his policies are can happen. And I don't believe in the redistribution of wealth because we don't live in a utopia. Is it possible, in a utopia, yes, what Bernie Sanders is saying would work, but whenever you look at it, Bernie Sanders wants to take people's wealth like they do in socialist countries. And the bottom line is, if you take it from whoever, people would say, oh, he only wants to take it from these people who make X amount of dollars. But when you think about it, if you take wealth from one person, that means you can take it from anyone else. And my belief isn't you take money and give it to the government. That's just not how things work. The government doesn't deserve it any more than anyone else. The only person who deserves people's money are the people who make it. Am I in favor of things like raising the minimum wage? I agree you can't live off the minimum wage. I think there are other ways to go about it. Lowering taxes on people where they keep more of their income, making it easier to live, making the cost of living go down. I would like to see those things happen first, and then you move on from there. Then if the minimum wage needs to be raised, then you'll have that discussion. But I think there are things that have to occur first. But going back to it, Bernie Sanders is getting the election taken from him by Hillary Clinton. I mean, if you didn't see that coming a mile away, though, I don't know what to tell you, because anyone would have known that would happen. I mean, Hillary Clinton is as evil as the day is long, so nothing surprises me there. But, um, you know, Bernie Sanders supporters, are you going to get behind what's happening to Donald Trump because the thing's being stolen from him? And again, they'll probably be like, oh no, take it from Trump. Trump doesn't deserve it. Trump's a racist, which he's not. All these other things. Donald Trump hates women. I don't know. I've seen some of the wives Donald Trump has. It doesn't look like he hates women to me. But hey, people are brainwashed, so they say whatever they want. But again, this is, you see a lot of the Bernie people who have been all over Donald Trump, and this is what happens. I say it many times. What you allow to happen to one person, you allow to happen to yourselves. So they're both getting the elections taken from them. It's very dangerous that Ted Cruz just won a voterless delegate. Ted Cruz was a guy who originally I was in favor of very much. Him and Rand Paul I felt were the top, but it's obvious that Ted Cruz is not who I think he is. So I don't like Ted Cruz. To me, he's a Bush operative, but we got to see how this is going to move on from here. But I'd like to see this would be a call to all Bernie Sanders supporters that you see what's happening with Bernie Sanders, how they're taking the election from him. So will you get behind Donald Trump and not be in favor of the election getting taken from him? You don't have to like Donald Trump. You don't have to agree with what he says. I think you're mistaken in the representation of Donald Trump, but you're entitled to your own opinion. If you don't like him, that's fine, but don't look at it and say, oh, Donald Trump deserves to get the election taken from him when he's getting delegates, and then see the same thing happen to Bernie Sanders. So we wanted to make that note. Hope you all will pay attention to it. And anything else that occurs, this election's getting really down to the nitty gritty. So we'll talk about it more because I've done a lot of sports things, but it looks like things are getting a lot more important with the way the world is going. This election is very big, and they're just gonna take it from Donald Trump. And again, I don't know about Donald Trump. I don't know if I can trust Donald Trump, but I know I can't trust Ted Cruz. I sure as hell know I can't trust Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. I like I said, I think he means well. I just don't agree with what he says though. So we'll see what moves on from there. But that's it for now. Anything else that happens, we'll make a video for it. And we appreciate all the watching. And remember, any subscriptions, we'd really appreciate that. Thank you all so much.